Some powerful Democratic donors are pouring tens of millions of dollars into the campaign to redraw Virginia's congressional district maps.
The election is scheduled for April 21st, but early voting is already underway. Our Nick Minach joins us live. And Nick, Democrats have almost 10 times as much money to spend as the GOP.
Yeah, and according to campaign finance reports, about 2/3 of the $33 million that Democrats have raised so far to push forward this constitutional amendment are from House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, groups that are linked to him, along with progressive billionaire George Soros. Meanwhile, Republicans have raised about $3 million to fight this effort. Those maps are built to give Democrats 10 of the Commonwealth's 11 House seats by including densely populated slices of blue Northern Virginia and districts currently made up of rural Republican areas farther west and south. Republican Congressman Rob Whitman is one of 4 Virginia Republican members of Congress likely to lose their seats if the new maps become law.
This is the absolute poster child for what a gerrymander looks like.
The referendum was put on the ballot by Governor Abigail Spanberger and Democratic lawmakers in Richmond. Whitman points out that while she was on the campaign trail last year, Spanberger said she had no plans to redistrict Virginia. And she said gerrymandering is detrimental to our democracy. Today, Spanberger argues this change is not permanent, but necessary to balance out what some red states are doing to send more Republicans to Washington.
Our approach is different. It's temporary.
I would encourage every voter to think about this. If you are amending the Constitution, is there anything in the Constitution, whether it's United States Constitution or Virginia Constitution, that is temporary? That is an absolute misrepresentation of what this is. When they say temporary and they say restoring fairness are both misrepresentations of what this is.
When early voting started, Chaz Nuttycombe with State Navigate says early voting data showed Republicans with an edge.
The beginning here of early voting, there was a lot of, I think, fired up rural Republicans who were coming out hard for this thing, and Democratic base was kind of a little bit asleep at the wheel.
But now he says more Democrats are showing up, thanks at least in part to the millions of dollars flowing into the Vote Yes campaign from out of state, says Democratic strategist Ben Tribbett.
It makes a big difference in terms of the ads. I mean, I think the Republicans aren't playing here as hard. I think that's because they have data that says it's not a good investment for them. And because if they thought that it was a good investment, there's plenty of national Republican money between the president and the NRCC and other outlets that could come in and match this Democratic money.
In Virginia, we haven't had a constitutional amendment on the ballot in April in modern history. So when all of this started, a lot of people predicted there would be low voter turnout. But so far, Tribbett tells me that so far there's been high early voter turnout. Back to you.
Very interesting there. So, Nick, which side does high voter turnout actually favor in this case?
Well, Michelle, it's kind of a free-for-all. In a normal election, typically people are used to voting in November, and you might be able to predict, depending on the year, what high voter turnout, what that would mean for each political party. But again, we're in April, so it is kind of a free-for-all. It really depends who shows up to vote, and so far, a lot of people are voting early. We'll see what happens.